Hey, you printing the Brexit draft agreement? You do know it's 585 pages. That is going to take a long time to print. I've got a better way of finding out what's going on. I'm outside the office where many of the correspondents are based. First stop, Home Affairs. So what does this mean for people coming in and out of the country?
Well, many people who voted for Brexit did so because they wanted an end to the freedom of movement, and they are going to get that, but not until the end of 2020. Until then, anyone from the EU will still be able to come and live and work here, and anyone who's come before the end of 2020 will be allowed to stay. Beyond the end of 2020, there are plans for visa-free travel for short visits between the EU and the UK, but anything longer than that might need some kind of work permit or visa.
And what about the backstop we've heard so much about? Our experts in Northern Ireland have been taking a look.
You know, that insurance policy to guarantee no hard border between Ireland and Northern Ireland after Brexit. And Theresa May says that she has a plan that will do just that. But there's a problem because Northern Ireland's biggest party, the DUP, who prop up Theresa May in government, they say that effectively Northern Ireland could be split off from the rest of the UK because Northern Ireland only might have to stay aligned to some EU rules if the backstop comes into effect. Now, the government says, no, the deal is good for the union and that actually there won't be any deal at all without the backstop.
It's another big talking point, but where will this draft deal leave the UK's obligations?
The key environmental element of the text is that there should be no backsliding on existing EU environmental protections. To that end, the EU wants the UK to set up an independent committee, an independent watchdog that will have teeth to police UK compliance with existing EU laws. So that means the committee should be able to take the government to court on things like air pollution and other environmental issues.
So what about policing?
Well, there are two important systems that the police rely on which are provided by Europe. One is the Schengen Information System, a massive database that the police can search automatically when they're out on the street looking for suspects. The other is the European Arrest Warrant, the system which allows suspects to be arrested abroad. Now, both are fine for now under the terms of this interim agreement, but they'll have to be renegotiated in future.
It's a huge issue, so what would this agreement mean for our health service?
Well, the pharmaceutical industry is really worried that if there's no deal, it'll suddenly get really difficult bringing medicines into the UK for the NHS. That's why they're having to stockpile supplies in the UK right now. But with this deal, at least they're relieved that they've got some time, a transitional phase after March, to carry on bringing in the medicines while they work out all the future details of drug trials and regulation. That, of course, assumes that the deal does go through.